everyone, I'm your host Diva Danielle, and this is Community Link AZ. Thank you for joining the show. This is the internet show that's a resource for you to people, products, and services in your own backyard you might not even know of. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode. Each week, I'll introduce you to someone who is helping to make a positive difference in the community. We're going to have some fun, learn something new, and connect in a positive way. Let's start the show. It's another great day, and I'm glad you tuned in to Community Link AZ. Hi everyone, I'm your host Diva Danielle, and I've got another fantastic episode for you. We're going to have some fun today because we're going to take a look at what's happening in the East Valley. We have got Katherine Kouvelas-Edick here, and she is the founder of ARIS Foundation.
Yes,
so welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
This is going to be a lot of fun because, like I was telling you in the beginning, this is the best part of the job. You get to see and meet individuals in the community who are making a positive difference in the lives of others going forward. And you're one of those people.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's talk about ARIS Foundation.
Yes.
We want to give people an insight to what it is, who you are, what you do, and how they can support. So let's start off by just getting to know you and your organization.
Great. Well, ARIS Foundation was founded about 4 years, actually a little over 4 years now, and we take care of the homeless population in the Tempe, Arizona area. A lot of times when people think of the homeless, they think of downtown Phoenix and the Cass area, and they don't realize how many homeless individuals are in Tempe. So prior to COVID, we were feeding about 150 individuals every single week. We go out to a park on Tuesday nights at 5 o'clock, and we gather all the volunteers that we have, and we serve a full dinner. Then we do clothing, and we do hygiene items, and really the goal is just to kind of love them where they're at. In the beginning, when we first started up, I was sure it's like you go to somebody, you're like, let me help you, and they'll be like, yes, let me get off the streets. That's not the way it works, because so many of these people have been on the streets for so long that this is their family, this is their community, and so to ask them to change everything about them, it's scary. It's really scary. So we're out there and we wait, and then when they're ready, they come to us, and because they know us, they see us every week. So just this last week, we had a young lady who came up and said, I'm ready. I need to get off the streets. Help me. What can we do? And
I love that.
Jump into gear.
Yeah. So you have an opportunity to really embrace these individuals in their environment, give them what they need to just sort of keep going and surviving, but then also help them when they're ready to take it to the next level.
Yeah. So to date, we've helped 107 people off the streets.
To be productive in society?
Yeah.
Are they going back to work? Or?
They are. So everybody doesn't choose, but everybody gets a different path away from homelessness. So for some of them, they end up in jail. And when they're in jail, we write to them and we put money on their books and we try and encourage them, hey, you don't have to go back to the streets when you're done. And then they'll go into rehab or sober living or something like that. Then they get a job, then we help them with IDs, that kind of thing. Because again, it's so easy to look at someone who's homeless and be like, hey, just go get a job. But you're not bathing, you have no alarm clock, you don't have a computer to log in to apply for jobs. And a lot of the times, they don't have an ID. So if you don't have an ID, you know in the state of Arizona, you have to have at least 2 forms of ID to apply for a job. You have to have an address. You have to have a phone number for an employer to call you back. So just saying to someone, hey, go get a job, it doesn't work that way. It's a process.
It's almost like they're non-existent.
Exactly.
They're just individuals walking the face of the earth, but they're non-existent.
Yes, exactly. So many people, I heard somebody call them the invisible children, that they're out there. And that's one thing, we call them our kids, right? They're my kids. Some of them are older than me, but it's okay. They're still my kids because they all need that sense of support. And it's almost like we're a parental unit out there. We get them glasses. If you can't see, can you imagine being homeless and not being able to see?
Oh, I can't even see as it is.
I know,
being
right?
homeless. Yeah.
Glasses are expensive. There's not a lot of programs out there. Dentists, we have a dentist who will do teeth extractions. If they have to wait for Cass, it's going to be a while. So we can Uber them there. We can get their teeth done and get them safe at least. We have medical professionals who come out and help because we had one young lady, and it actually ended up being a tremendous success story. She's 3.5 years clean and sober now, but she got a splinter. She got a splinter, and it turned. She didn't go to the hospital. She didn't go and get it taken care of. It turned into a blood infection. She flatlined and ended up in a rehab center for 3 months for medical issue. And then after that, we went in, visited her, took care of her, and then she said, I never want to go back again. So now she's 3 years clean and sober, married, doing
that's
wonderful.
wonderful.
So, yeah, super good story. She's an amazing girl.
I love the work that you're doing, but I want to know what turned you on to this? What made you say, I want to help the homeless? Because there's so many different organizations out there, and there's so many people you see adrift walking the street, and so many people are standoffish from them because they don't know their story, and they just see the outward appearance of a homeless individual who is dirty sometimes, and maybe
a lot.
Yeah.
We had one young man who was so proud of himself because he hadn't bathed in a year. And I'm like, dude, you're killing me right now.
He was
there are no showers in Tempe. There's one.
Right.
So anyway, so being dirty, that kind of goes with the story. But so 9 years ago, I decided, my kids were out of diapers. I thought, I used to volunteer all the time. I need to do something. I want to do something. So I started Googling, and I found an organization called Tumbleweed. And Tumbleweed, yes, they took care of homeless youth between 18 and 25. Mm-hmm. I think at the time it was 26. And they were looking for volunteers. And I said, hey, I want to come in and work with homeless kids. Let me try that. So I went in the first day, and I sat there, and I had an hour-long conversation with a boy named Brandon, and a boy named iPad, and a boy named iPod, and It. Those were my three boys. They all have a street name, right?
Right. I was going to
so
say,
that was it, and I was hooked.
I love
Tumbleweed declared bankruptcy. So I was I was at Tumbleweed for 5 years. I was the GED tutor. I would do the Christmas parties. I was there every week, and they declared bankruptcy. And at that point, I was freaking out. I'm like, what? My kids, where are they going to go for food, for shelter, for laundry? Nobody thinks about laundry. How do you clean your clothes when you're homeless? You don't have that
there's so
opportunity.
many factors that you take for granted every day.
Right. So I said, I've got to do something. I have to do something. So I started just asking people I worked with for their clothes. I'm like, clean out your closet. Give me your clothes. I will go find the kids. Because I knew them by this point. And so I just drove around in a little van and found the kids, and I would buy McDonald's. I'm like, hey!
I love it that you were on a mission.
I was gonna find them, and I did find them. But you know what? After a while, I was talking to my mom, and she's like, well, it's hard to find them, right? What are you gonna do to make them all kind of congregate? So we decided laundry. That's how we decided. So every Tuesday, I was like, I would text them. I'd be like, hey, I'm here all alone. Please come see me. And they would come, and I would bribe them with McDonald's and clothes. And they eventually, word got out. So we started with me and 2 kids who would show up every week. They're like, yeah, Catherine, she needs some help.
It always starts out small. You have a dream and a vision. It always starts out small, but then it grows.
Word got around that I was bringing food, and that was it.
Right? The McDonald's breakfast.
The spicy McChicken. And then at that point, I was again talking to Mom, and she said, you're already doing it. You might as well start a nonprofit. And I did it mostly so that I could give people tax receipts, right? I thought, there's a lot involved in having a nonprofit, but I thought these people are donating to me. They're giving me their things. I need to be able to reciprocate something for them. So that was it. We started ARIS, and that was 4 years ago. So it was me and 2 kids in a parking lot, and now we're in a park because it was a private parking lot and it got way too big. So now we're in a park, and like I said, we're up to 150 kids every single week, feeding them dinner, hygiene items, clothing. We get socks from Bombas, and then we just kind of wait them out. I always tell them I'm more patient than they are stubborn. So eventually they're gonna.
Well, I love the work you're doing. You need to be commended. That's why we do this show, Community Link AZ, linking individuals to the community and individuals like Katherine and ARIS Foundation, so you can get to know them, be a part of them. And all of your volunteers, they don't take a salary. They do it for free.
Absolutely. There are no salaries at ARIS whatsoever, and that I think makes us different. Not necessarily better, but different. Right. We can guarantee that every dollar that we get goes directly to the people we serve, because the administrative costs I pay for.
Right.
That comes from my contribution, and the other volunteers, their contributions. So the only costs that we really have outside of the direct kids that we serve are like the website and our email addresses, and we have a storage unit. We have an amazing sorter who goes and does all the sorting, because we get so many clothes. It's amazing.
No, it's good.
And nothing goes to waste. So if we get a prom dress in that we can't necessarily use, we will go find an organization that needs it. So we'll go to House of Refuge, we go to Maggie's Place, we go to all these different places who are taking care of the community.
I love it.
Yeah.
So how can the community help support you going forward? What do you need help with?
So it's funny because so much of what we do is about the kids and serving kids. The other half of what we do is the volunteers and making that connection between the volunteers and the kids we're serving. We love it when kids come out. So when parents call me and they're like, well, what's the age limit? I say, you choose to bring your children. If you want them out there and you think they can handle it, you bring them out there. And
it's a good lesson for them to
It's
learn.
a fabulous lesson. I especially love it when teenagers come out. Because, you know, we're raised in affluent neighborhoods and they have no idea how lucky they are.
Right.
That they have parents who just love them and take care of them. So when a teenager comes out to serve and they see, like my youngest kid out there is 19, homeless on the streets. So I'll get a 17-year-old there serving and I'm like, see that kid over there, 19 years old. Yeah, you know, it's kind of a big deal. I had one group, a soccer team come out to serve, and the kid actually took his shoes off his feet and gave them to somebody out there. I know, it's like, love that!
We're not gonna cry on this show. We're not gonna cry, but that's amazing.
He came to me and he said that kid doesn't have his shoes are destroyed. Can I give him my shoes? And I said, you know what? Volunteer first, and then at the end, if you want to give him your shoes, you feel free to give him your shoes.
I love
And
it.
that's the difference that we want to make. We want those kids to grow up having a heart for these people, and
Because they're human beings. And some of them just lost their way, and the best thing you can do is just let someone know, I don't care that you're here.
Right.
I'm here to extend my hand to help you in any way I can.
Right.
Let's take the first step together.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Oh, Katherine, I love you!
It's just once you feel a Tuesday night. I had one homeless individual. He's 14 months clean and sober now. In an apartment, working, just got a car, and when he was out there on Tuesdays, he would tell me, he's like, it doesn't feel like a handout. He's like, this feels like an office party. We have a snow cone machine. We make snow cones for people. We give out pop. We try to do those things. We want it to be an event where people come out and they have fun. You know, you were asking how members of the community can help. Food is so important, right? If you feed them, they will come. And so we have various groups who do the dinners. I don't cook. I don't want to cook. I'm not cooking.
Yeah.
I can do the rest of it. I'm not cooking. So we have groups that come out. We have People's Mortgage comes out every other month. We have Rita's Burritos who sponsors.
Oh, nice.
All these groups that come out and do the dinner. So they prepare it. We have no water and we have no electric out there. We bring out a generator if we need to. So they prepare it and they serve it. So they bring their employees out. We have neighborhoods, churches.
I'm telling you,
Crazy.
this is why you watch the
Crazy.
show.
It's crazy.
It's fantastic. Again, her name is Katherine. Her organization is ARIS Foundation. Do you want to leave us with any inspirational quote? Because some people like to say, you know, this is what inspires me, this is what keeps me going. If something you may have seen on a bumper sticker, something that someone has said to you, or something maybe you share with the kids.
I think I said it earlier, is that originally, again, I was talking to my mom and I was like, well, you know, the goal is just, we got to get them off the streets, we have to do this. And she asked me, she's like, is that really the goal? Is it really what you're out there for? And I thought to myself, I'm like, no, that's not it. We just want to love them where they're at.
I love that. So you can put that on a t-shirt, put it on a bumper sticker?
That is our motto. You know, if where they're at right now is sleeping under a bush until they're ready to get off the streets, then that's where we're gonna love them, until they're ready.
I love that. And I hope you love this episode. This is what we do. Once again, Katherine with ARIS Foundation. I'm so glad you tuned in to Community Link AZ. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and keep watching us, because I'm going to have even more powerful, dynamic, wonderful individuals in the community doing positive things to impact the lives of others going forward. Make it a great day, and I'll catch you here next week.